Y'all, it is Hope at Crafty Hope, and I am working in another art journal. This one is a Dilutions journal, and since it is it was day 15 of the 100-day project, my material that I was supposed to use was Distress Stains. So for this journal, I'm going to use two different colors. This one that I've got there is Wilted Violet, and in a second, I'm going to pull out Hickory Smoke. Now, it's funny because I don't know that I have those colors in anything else in Distress except for these Distress Stains. So anyway, they worked really well together, and I use those because I've got a piece of cheesecloth off to the side that I also dyed with some of the Distress Stains as part of that day's project. But I wanted to pull it into the journal too and see if I could play. So as you saw, I just kind of put those colors down and then took a wet paintbrush and moved them around a little bit. I love the way that Distress, especially these stains, it gives you the water spots and the splotchiness that's kind of watercolory, and I kind of love that. I think there I had a little water on my finger. I moved it around, and then I'm going to dry these real quick before I come back in with some design tape. Now the other day, I'll see if I can link the video, but it's oh, it's the one that says hope. I can't remember what it says now. Like hope never dies, or I don't know, something like that. I'll link it up in the right corner. I had some trouble with the design tape because I could not get other media to go over it except for a little bit of gesso and some Stabilo woodies. So I'm using it again here because I wanted to try putting some clear gesso over it to see if that improved my chances with it. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and throw in that on there. This is just chock full of, I guess, some Tim Holtz products today. So yeah, I'm taking my time getting a couple pieces down. I wanted some little pieces and some big pieces just so I could see how the whole thing kind of work together. Not work together. How the clear gesso I'm going to put down does, both in big and small pieces. And I wanted this page to work. So anyway, I am muddling my way through this. So the next thing I'm going to grab here is going to be, well, let me see. I'm not done with the design tape apparently. I'm gonna stick a few more pieces down. Y'all, I love the stuff, and I really am working to figure out how to best use it in my journals more. So I think that's why I'm kind of going a little overboard with it, but it works perfectly in this page. So all right, once I get it all down, I'm going to take a water-soluble graphite pencil and scribble because I needed some movement. That's been my thing lately, is adding some movement. And then I'm just going to get a wet paintbrush and move that around a little bit. And yeah, like I said, that's just a little bit of movement. I like the curves. I like that graphite pencil blends out some, and it makes that magic blending out there. So then I'm going to go again here in a second. I think I don't know why I'm looking at it for so long. Y'all, I watch these videos before I do this, and then I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to actually dry this real quick before I put the gesso on because I don't want that graphite to smear. So then I'm just taking a big paintbrush and that clear gesso, and I'm going over the whole page. Now, this protects the graphite that I've got down there. It protects the distress stain that I've got on there, and it's putting a surface onto that design tape. So that's why I chose to put it right here, because all of that is now, with that clear gesso, is stable. So I can do whatever I want. None of that stuff will move again. Which is a little crazy for me, but I think it works. So then I go ahead and dry that with my heat gun, and I've got a little bit of gesso, and I'm going to go ahead and try it. I'm going to get a little piece of paper to put it down on, and then put a little water on it, and see. I'm immediately going straight for that design tape, you'll see, just to see how it does. So I get my wet paintbrush, and look, oh my gosh, it's staying on the design tape. Clear gesso to the rescue. I want to thank Tiffany of Southern Gals Designs, who did mention that. I had thought of it myself, but Tiffany's mention of it really is the thing that was like, I have to go ahead and try it before I forget about it. So that's why I went ahead and did it in this page. So, and I'm Yeah, just putting that gesso over top of that design tape to see how it sticks, and it did fabulous. And then I decided, okay, I need some collage, some paper down, because it wouldn't be one of my art journal pages if I didn't throw some kind of book page or ephemera at it. So I'm just gonna stick a couple things down. I'm using my Uhu glue stick. And I think those are just, I don't even know, just some book pages that were over on the side of my desk is all that is, because I can't have a journal page without a little bit of text in it, because that's my jam. Um, so I'm gonna let y'all watch me collage this for a little bit. I don't put a whole lot down, just enough to break up that background, and I think that's all I was trying to do, was since all I had on there was that little bit of the color and then a little bit of movement. I needed to break it up, break your eye up, give you some movement in a different way, not like the fluid movement that the graphite does, but some movement for your eyes to look around the page. So, um, yeah, I'm sorry this is kind of boring right here. I could speed this up more. It is at 2 times speed, but I just any more speeding up I know makes me a little dizzy, and possibly you too. So I went ahead, and to make that blend in a little bit more, I went ahead and got that watered down gesso and put it on some of the bits of the book paper. You can see some of it's getting a little more of the white gesso on it than others are, because I want it to all, I don't know, I don't want it all pushed back. And then it just felt a little too stark. So I've got oh gosh, I don't even know what that is. It's just some kind of marker that's American Crafts, I think is what it is. I'm reaching over here. So if you hear me clunking around over here, it is American Crafts, and it's the Ultimate Craft Pen, and it's the bold one that I'm using there, just to make some little dashes, just up and down dashes all over there. And I decided I needed it on the other side of the page too, because I like things to be a little consistent. So I did some over there, made sure I went over that book page there again to kind of help make it cohesive. Now here's how I bring that cheesecloth in. Now y'all, this is just a plain white piece of cheesecloth from the dollar store that I took those distress stains, and again I believed I used that wilted violet, and that's probably the hickory smoke, but it could be something else that got on that one, because I was a mess putting that stuff together. I was playing with that ink like there was no tomorrow and just squishing everything through it. So I'm using matte gel medium to glue that down, just to make sure it's down good. I could have used my Uhu glue stick, but I have a little more precision with a paintbrush and my matte gel medium. And here I'm showing you what color I stained that cheesecloth with. And I'm putting a little on top just again to make sure it sticks. And I know I needed some kind of focal or word, and I had stamped a bunch of my text or my word stamps onto some cardstock. And so that's what I pulled out, and I saw this one that says creativity takes courage. I don't know what line of stamps that is from. I cannot tell you. I think it's just one that I have 2 or 3 stamps on there, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I stamped a bunch of those at one time, and I don't know now. They're on that paper. I don't know. I did edge the edges of that stamp piece of paper with some more of the wilted violet distress stain. And then I'm going to fiddle with it just a little bit, trying to decide the placement before I go ahead and just say and grab my paintbrush and my matte medium again. And I'm using that since I am going to glue it on top of that cheesecloth, just to make sure that it sticks real well. So that's why I'm using the matte medium there. I was trying to make sure I didn't want that too centered over the cheesecloth. I wanted a little bit of offsetness. That's why I played with it for so long. But again, when I play with stuff like that, I know it's better if I just go ahead and put the glue on it and stick it down, because my playing is meh. So I'm going to come in here with the gesso and put a little bit more of that down, and then I decide what I really need is it darkened. So I've got that graphite pencil again, and I'm putting just a little bit down to I don't know, darken a couple areas, and then I did a little bit of splattering with it dipped in water. And that's it, guys. I'm going to give you a couple pictures of this. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to check out my other videos and subscribe. All right, guys, thanks for coming by. Bye.